You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll south to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of grapes. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest. So 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Danny, the Herons are back. Welcome to another episode of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Chris Duran, and alongside me momentarily, hopefully, will be Danny. He's just running a tad bit late, had something come up. So you guys are going to rock it with me solo for now. And I haven't had the chance to check the chat out. So it should be fairly interesting. We're not late, Hijab. I mean, the game literally just ended. It literally just ended. We're getting some Lujan masterclass from Soccer Daddy. Got yourself some Allende action for 10 plus minutes. Hernan caught mentioning Mascherano embarrassment. I don't know about embarrassment, but I think it was kind of foolish that he got a double yellow card in a matter of seconds. And shame on you, MLS, for throwing up out of nowhere assist of the game. And then obviously Mascherano is complaining about something because you hear the crowd reacting crazily in the background. And then we literally lose out on that, plus the reason why Mascherano gets the double yellow, all to show some sponsored assist of the game in a game where there was no goals. So terrible job by MLS in that part. Shout out to One World One Goal. I'm not going to say it, and I'm not going to read the comment here, but I'm just going to let this just sit here for a little bit. I'm going to let that one just sit there for a little bit. I'm going to let this one just sit there for a little bit. This is what happens when Danny allows me to start the show without him. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, Danny. I mean, look, the loner, you guys are going to, I mean, I'm getting help from you guys. I don't need to push the agenda today. Pedri Potter is still watching, thinking that an agenda is being pushed, and I'm not pushing it. I don't think you're ready, Stancy. I don't think that you're legitimately ready. And we're going to talk about this too, Soccer Daddy, because Lujan, I got some interesting thoughts about Lujan, some interesting stuff. And you know what's funny? Soccer Daddy's here commenting, garbage ref. It's funny because I did a preview with Level Up Luke, and he does a Charlotte podcast, and they mentioned that this ref is typically like right down the middle. And I've seen his work. He's not awful, but this game was, I mean, he lost control of the game early, right, guys? Am I not wrong? I feel like he lost control of the game pretty early. And I kind of want to talk about some things. I want to talk about some things in terms of the game and the beginning of the game. Juan Garcia mentioning 15 million for Veterame was daylight robbery from Monterrey. Monterrey daylight robbery, that's diabolical, Juan. That is diabolical, what you just said right there. I would do the poll, but I have no access to the polls. Because if Danny allows me access to the polls, I put up a poll every 5 minutes. So, and I think this is the real reason that Danny's not here. This is legitimately the real reason. Studio is putting up a comment saying Danny was not ready for the Rocco glaze from Chris. I don't think so. JD saying Rocco carried. Andy Crims, shout out to you. You just came out of your loser hibernation. Orlando gets their win because obviously they lost their coach. And every team typically gets a win after losing their coach, who was an epic fail. Get out of here. Go join one of the Orlando podcasts for now. You should be in a happy land right now, Andy, not here in Tyville. I'm going to go to a comment here. Shout out to Giovanni with a 199 Super Slam. Says, Chris, release the Rocco poll. Listen, I mean, I can't wait for Danny to get here. I can't wait for Danny to get, like, he knows the poll's going up. I mean, the loner, this isn't a surprise. He knows the poll's coming. He knows he needs to put the poll up. So, but let's get to the game, guys. This game was not yes, it's absolute loser hibernation, Soccer Daddy, right? Like, he was sleeping in loser land. Orlando just was the most epic losers. And now is when he decides to come out. And of course, they're against Montreal. Like, it's not like they defeated, Orlando defeated a top tier team. Newsflash, guys. Montreal is a dumpster fire. Imagine Sucks is saying Orlando's dog water. What's Montreal then? Like, is like a hot dog with buns, water buns. And they beat Montreal. They allowed Montreal to score a goal, by the way. But this isn't an Orlando podcast. We're not going to talk about Orlando. We're going to talk about this 0-0 tie, which is Danny's favorite subject to discuss ties and predict ties like a creep. And there's, like I said, there's some interesting stuff that came about in the game. And I feel like there's some interesting talking points in terms of stuff that we were kind of waiting for from some players. And Soccer Daddy here saying I predicted a 1-1 tie. Look, a lot of people predicted a tie. And I think a tie is good for Inter Miami, right? Like, it's not that big of a deal. In between two important games against Nashville, you're not even bringing Messi or RDP. And with the kind of clan that you brought into the game to start, 1-1 tie isn't too bad. So let's get to some of the stuff that we typically get to. So the first thing is, I guess we'll just talk about the vibes in the stadium. I mean, look, Charlotte, I went to a game in Charlotte, and the sort of the vibes in the stadium, the feel, it's amazing. It's really good. The fans go out there, they celebrate. Not too, it's not bandwagoning. You're not going to have a lot of Messi fans or anything like that. But what a shame where they announced, I mean, essentially, not announced, but it started sort of filtering out that Messi wasn't going to show up. I mean, I imagine that there's so many people that bought their tickets for crazy prices. And, now they can't be able to see Messi. So it's a shame. And I could see, I felt how it was, because when I went to the Charlotte game, I didn't care. Like, I've seen Messi a bunch of times already. But there were people I ran into that legitimately bought these tickets months, if not like a year prior. And now they're going to a Messi-less game. So, but again, that's kind of what you have to prepare for. Messi might not play. So be it. Go enjoy the match. It's a good environment. It looked like a good environment. A lot of people went out to the game to support, which is great. And I think, honestly, that it's a good environment for the players to play in, and they showed out, the fans. Now, as far as the starting lineup goes, okay, guys, I don't have a fancy smancy starting lineup here like Danny does. So I'm just going to go ahead and walk through this. So you guys are going to just kind of have to picture as I go ahead and sort this out. And for those of you on audio, you're already used to this. So in goal, in between the sticks, okay, with the gloves on, we have none other than your two-time champion, MLS Cup winning goalkeeper, Rocco Blocco. And then we'll just talk about the rest of the team. So the back four, we have Sergio Regilon. He finally makes his start at left back. And Noah Allen plays left center back, which is nice. I think that that's interesting to be able to see that the same dimension, same dynamic is what Mascherano is kind of looking for. And Lujan started and plays for Falcon because of obviously Falcon's injury, and then Ian Frey playing at right back. And then across the middle, going left to right, you have Santi Morales, you have David Ayala, you have David Ruiz, and then you have Silvetti, who apparently is really he's on the left. And then on top you have Luis Suarez and Daniel Pinter. It's funny because people say Pinter, but like I think it's Pinter, right? I think why is everybody trying to give him like this Latino flavor on his last name? Stancy, we got some talking to do. Stancy here says, I like Regilon. We got some talking to do. I think that Regilon is probably going to be one of the biggest talking points out of this game. And for good reason too. I mean, it's something that we thought was going to be sort of taken over by Regilon, not demanded, but essentially he is going to be the solid starter there. And because of an injury, we kind of had to wait to see that coming. But at the same time, you know, with the injury, you really didn't know what to expect, right? And it's funny, we see him start today and he ends up getting subbed off, which is fine, I guess. But at the same time, we were able to get a little bit good perspective into Regilon and how he played. Sucks. I can't tell Danny to hurry up. He's getting here when he gets here. Okay, guys. So this AJ is mentioning he gave us more offense up that channel. So I want to talk about a couple things, right? One of the things that I want to talk about, and shout out to Lorena. Hi, shout out to you. I've never seen your name, but welcome. And hope you enjoy the show. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for coming around. And let me tell you, Mike V is just killing it here. Says Freddy Krueger has nightmares about Rocco. There's another one I saw that was really good. Mike V says Rocco made a Happy Meal cry. Listen, I'm not doubting it. I'm not doubting it. Kanulam is saying good morning from Asia. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. So let's talk a little bit about the first half. Okay. So watching the first half, and I don't know if you guys got this same gauge, but the ref, to me, lost complete control of the first half. Fouls all over the place. And I wanted to mention something. Luis Suarez started off with the captain's band, ended with the captain's band, with the captain's armband, right? And I think that there can't be any more worse of a player to put with the captain's armband than Luis Suarez. He literally talks the most crap out of any player in Inter Miami. So, like, he's the spokesperson for the entire team. And so every time something had to get spoken about or negotiated, you had Luis Suarez, who literally, like, I look at Luis Suarez and I think to myself, it must be fantastic to play with him as your teammate. But as an opponent, it is probably one of the most god-awful feelings. Okay. Other than that, I think Luis Suarez was fantastic in this game. I think that his creativity, to be honest, and we talked about this earlier, especially when we were comparing him to Veterame, you can't deny that Luis Suarez offers so much more in terms of creativity. And Stancy's mentioning, I feel so bad for Suarez. He's really trying, but just can't anymore. There were so many opportunities, at least 3 opportunities that I saw where he was just a day late and $1 short in his step. I'm sorry, Florida man. I'll call Danny and see if he can come on real quick so that way you don't doze off. Put your alarm on just in case. Just in case. Gene says, damn, we're truly cooked. I mean, it was a tie with a lot of our backups. I don't think we're cooked. I really don't think that we're cooked, guys. And PJ, shout out to you from Nigeria. Much appreciated. And look, LaRuo is noticing it as well. Suarez's first touch is gone. Yeah, look, the mind is something that you can't replace, and the quality is there, and the setting up is there. But unfortunately for Suarez, there were a couple passes made to him that he could have been able to go ahead and land a good shot on goal, and he didn't. He was a step behind, and he lost those opportunities. Now, as far as the first half goes and the whole game, essentially, there were no goals. So it's not like I'm going to go off and talk about any goals. But as far as like big moments go, I'll mention, I think, honestly, in terms of like the starting lineup, I feel like the starting lineup and the players that we had, they played really well, very aggressive. And I love Santi Morales. I love him, and I wish he would have been more central because I feel like him playing out wide was just not doing it for me. He played too far wide. Sovetti was playing well. David Ruiz was cooking as well. Like, I feel like David Ruiz, and we've always talked pretty highly about David Ruiz. David Ruiz was creating as well. He was fancy smancy with the ball. Hard to take the ball away from him. And his touch was very good. I felt like him and Ian Frey on the right side were working really well together. And then you had Daniel Pinter that was a little bit further up than them. I mean, we'll talk about Daniel Pinter as well. And Soccer Daddy mentioning Ruiz is so good with the ball. And this is going to be a big discussing point right here, Leo. Leo saying Ayala was ghosted all the match. Guys, I want you guys to give me your opinion. Okay, David Ayala, yes, no, or maybe. Just give me that. Yes, no, or maybe on David Ayala. I can't do polls, but this is the only way that I'm going to be able to gauge the chat here. Ayala, yes, no, or maybe. Okay, and I need to know what you guys think. Okay, we're getting a lot of yeses. SPH is saying yes. Pepto, yes. AJ, yes. Soccer Daddy, yes. There's a lot of people going yes on him. Jess, okay, I'll take a maybe. Okay, so this might be a better answer that I didn't include. Thanks to Crisco, says too early. I mean, I guess that's where the maybe would come in, right? Spang saying maybe. Mr. Krabs saying yes for Ayala. I mean, Ayala, Suresh is out here just yes, yes, yes. I feel like Ayala, there were some points in the game where he was trying to implement himself in a way where he wanted to sort of advance the ball, be a little bit more of like an offensive sort of, person to play through. But then he'd come really deep. Like he was trying to play like the RDP sort of role where he would come far back and sort of gather the ball from there, move up progressively through the middle of the pitch. I felt like David Ayala at times also didn't have great touch on the ball. I felt also like his passing wasn't crisp, which is, I guess, fair, right? It's his first game starting, first real minutes in the regular season. And a lot of these players are playing, together with players that they typically don't play with. You have Ayala. I imagine that he practices with the first squad maybe sometimes. Um, you're not really you're not really looking to link up with David Ruiz and Daniel Pinter, and that's no shame on them. It's just, do they typically practice with those players often? And look, sucks. I'm not saying I'm not here to like call out Ayala, but I think it's fair that we kind of analyze his game a little bit, because he is a player that Inter Miami brought in essentially to be a replacement for Busquets. And I think it's fair that we kind of look at him a little critically, because if he's not going to be providing what Busquets offered us, and to be honest, not even close to what Yannick Bright's offering, then I don't see a space for him. I mean, this also is a big point. Il Babuino says, once Segovia came out to play, we improved. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Segovia came in either for Ayala or around the same time that the substitution was made for Ayala. Let me see here. Let me look back at the substitutions. Yeah, he was subbed in for David Ayala. And as a matter of fact, as soon as Segovia was brought in, you see Segovia dropping back towards the defensive side, gathering the ball from there and moving it up. Mickey is saying Ayala did great. He's better than Bright by far. Mickey, let's not go crazy here. Let's not go crazy and get all animated, my friends. Better than Bright. I mean, he played what, 70, 80 minutes? We're already calling him better than Bright. Mike V, shout out to Mike V. Rocco once won a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves. Goated. Now, this Lee is mentioning Regilon had a screamer that was almost on goal. He does have a little bit of that Alba mid-air strike. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that pass was either from Luis Suarez. It was from the right-hand side. And I don't remember if it was from Luis Suarez or if it was from, I really can't remember. Or if it was from Ian Frey. I'm not sure. I think it was from Ian Frey. Oh yeah, it was Morales. Listen, I texted Danny. I don't know if you guys noticed, but one thing I do love about Regilon in the beginning, he was doing these real nice low-driven crosses across the pitch that were dangerous. That were dangerous to a level where players can potentially be able to volley it, kind of like David Ruiz. The David Ruiz shot, that was from a nice low-driven cross from Regilon all the way on the left-hand side, and that was a dangerous ball. So, and there were a couple balls from Regilon just like that, and I thought that was fantastic. And shout out to Florida Man. At first, he wants begging Danny to come on here because he almost fell asleep. I guess his alarm woke him up. Hit the like button, familia. Come on, Batter fam. Let's go. Mike V, when Rocco left for college, he shook his dad's hand, looked him in the eye, and said, "You're the man of the house now." I mean, Mike V is literally just spitting complete facts. Now, another thing that I did see, and this was done by Morales on the corners in the second half. I mean, you guys saw 2 corners back to back by Santi Morales. Low-driven crosses, dangerous balls. And I think that sort of link-up play in that aspect is so fantastic, because he's going across the pitch. He's not trying to like fumble it in the middle and hope for like a glancing header or something like that. That thing's going all across where it's in nobody land except for the person that they have set up to be able to wait for the ball and volley it, just like Regilon did off of a Morales pass and just like David Ruiz did off of a Regilon pass. So, guys, and yes, MZ is saying Morales to Regilon corner was sick. That is the kind of play. I don't know if they cooked that up in practice, but if I'm just starting to see that from Morales and from Regilon, who don't play often, then that seems to be more along the lines of that individual player offering that sort of passing versus strategically done by Javier Mascherano. And that's, I think, what the important thing is that these players are offering. I just don't understand why we can't see that a little bit more often, like on set pieces or anything like that. Honestly, I think aside from that, just looking at the game in its totality, like at halftime, usually at the halftime, we'll ask each other the question, how'd you feel? Right? I mean, I'll ask you guys, how'd you feel, chat? Like, did you guys feel good? Nervous at the half? To be perfectly honest, at halftime, I didn't think there was going to be any issues. And we had so many good players that could have came off the bench, which eventually did. So I didn't think that there was going to be many issues in that sense. But then we started the half, and essentially after starting the half, it slowed down a little bit. And AJ saying here, confident, like we were built, like we were holding our own, which is good. And again, guys, considering the team that started, we had like what, 5 homegrown start the game. I don't know if it was boring, Leo. I mean, I can't agree with you, Leo. I can't agree with you. I don't think it was a boring match. And that's me considering that I just want bunches of goals. And through choice saying, I thought we were going to score. Stancy saying, I felt fine. I think the team did well. Look, Florida Dad, with these scrubs in, not surprised if total result. Listen, but you know what? I think with these scrubs, because I don't think they're scrubs, they're just, replacements, they're backups. Shame on Charlotte for not taking advantage. Like the fact that Charlotte didn't like re-strategize their game plan and high press or like hit the certain channels, on the sides and try to make, they were trying to make these overlapping runs. But let me tell you something. Noah Allen was recovering very well. Gonzalo Lujan surprisingly played pretty good defense, and he was handling the ball very well. It wasn't boring. I can't agree with that. And I don't want to get to the point of Charlotte sucks, Dancy, because I don't agree with that either. But I do agree with Kung Lei saying Charlotte played too safe. And this could be the thing, Soccer Daddy mentioning in the chat, Charlotte was uncertain about her starting 11. And that's fine. But as you could see in the beginning of the game, when you had that bash with Matteo Silvetti, they stopped the game for like freaking 5-7 minutes. The coach, this guy on Charlotte's coaching staff, the coach, I forgot what his freaking name is, Smith, he spoke to like 8 of his 11 players on the pitch. You're telling me that with all that time, you can't be able to come up with some sort of a strategy against an Inter Miami team that's literally playing everyone except for Noah Allen, who was a starter last game. Everybody else was a backup. Yeah, Dean Smith. Yeah. So I don't understand. And that's a fault on Charlotte. Right now, I guarantee you, every single Charlotte podcast that's playing right now, they're all raging because this is a winnable game for them. This should have been a winnable game for them. honestly, we're walking away with house money. We didn't win, we didn't score, but we tied. So that's fine with us. That's a point. Now, I do want to talk about Regilon in a different aspect because offensively, I felt like Regilon was better, obviously, than what Noah Allen offers us at left back. But let me tell you guys something. Regilon got burned a number of times. And this wasn't just when he was high up. There were times where Regilon got burned and he was in a defensive position back there with the back line. And that's not good. And you guys, if you don't believe me, go back and watch the game. Watch the full first half. Okay? Or you know what? We'll watch the whole game for you again and we'll do another breakdown. But I'll tell you right now, I don't need to do that because I saw enough and he got burned. So now what Regilon offers us on offense is completely better at this point than what Noah Allen offers. But hey, Danny.
What up?
What's going on? I'm just here, making sure that no, Daniel's not stuck in traffic, Mr. Krabs.
No,
Daniel's here now.
No. Yeah, I thought I might have to make a trip to the ER, but we're good. For now, we're good.
Florida Man saying que pena episode. He doesn't like my episodes. So I think it's been perfectly fine. I mean, I mentioned backline runs. I mentioned good, compact defense. I'm giving them all of the zing words. Yeah, I mean.
There you go.
So aside from that, I was talking a little bit about the first half. I didn't get too much into the second half. I was just talking about individuals. Like right now, I was talking about Regilon, how he did pretty well offensively. On defense, I felt like he was kind of suspect. And obviously, Rocco Blanco
had a great game.
And then obviously, Rocco Blanco. Clean sheet Blanco.
Those were the two. Yeah, those were the two that had the best game, I thought.
I mean, Rocco Blanco is the game.
And Region, there was a play. I forgot who it was. Was it Toclamari? Somebody had a one-on-one opportunity. And although Region didn't get there, he did. Yeah. He had the slide tackle attempt that I think kind of made the kick go wide. I thought Region had a great game. So that's the first time we get to see him.
I couldn't do it, but I need you to do it. They're asking for the goalie poll.
For what?
So they need you to do the goalie poll.
For what, though?
What do you mean? The chat's asking for it, so you have to give it to them.
I don't.
You have to give it to them.
But what's the poll for? What am I asking?
Just
for
Rocco
the Champions Cup game. Should Rocco start?
Just put Rocco versus Dane St. Clair. Go. Just do that.
No.
Why not?
Because for what? We're doing this every episode.
Well, but look, they need it now more than ever, Danny.
Hey, anybody asking for the poll? It's a stupid poll.
They're all asking for it.
For what? St. Clair's the starter. Rocco had a good game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Clean sheet.
Didn't St. Clair have a clean sheet just a couple of days ago?
He did, but you know what?
In an important game.
Well, this was pretty important too with lesser players. Yeah, it was. We got a point. Okay. Look, they need the poll, Danny. I mean, I don't understand. Like, you need to give them the poll. Okay?
All right, poll coming up.
So I talked a little bit about the starting lineup. I couldn't show them the image because I don't know. I don't have the image. I don't know how to do that.
I put it there.
You got to send that to me. You did?
I put it.
Well, no, you didn't. You didn't put it. I didn't see it.
It's right there.
Oh, there it is.
I didn't put it up. It was Inter Miami News Hub, I believe is the name. Shout out to them. They're the ones that put that up. I wasn't gonna start searching for these pictures of these randos all over the place. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use this. But this has been.
You should have. You should have. But yeah. So we talked a little bit about that. We talked a little bit about Ayala, which I kind of want to get your opinion on a couple of those players. I guess getting into the second half, I hate that Beterama is playing left mid or left wing. I think that's such an awful idea. And look at you calling the kids randos. Stancy's calling you out. Don't call the kids randos. I need Daniel.
I think I'm gonna find the picture. What was the name of the kid that came in the second half? I was like, who is this? Like,
how are you gonna find his? But nobody's asking you to find
Ezekiel Abadia Reda.
No, hey, nobody's asking you to go find this picture.
Yeah, but people already criticize saying that I don't watch the last 10 minutes of the game because I'm doing all the graphics. Now you want me to go start searching?
This is a good name. The Battered Polls podcast.
Well, the poll is up.
The poll's up, guys. Do your thing. What'd you think of the game? I guess since there's no goals, we can just cover it like
2 takeaways. You know how we do general thoughts in the beginning? I have 2.
Yes.
First one, that star pops on that black kid.
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful. The way that, because in the pink kid it doesn't pop as much. On that black kid, the fact that it's like just such a serious playing kid, that star just popped. That was the first takeaway. The second takeaway, Charlotte fucking sucks.
I don't know about sucks.
That's my second. Yeah, they fucking terrible. And
they
Dean
do
Smith,
not suck. I think Dean Smith did
Danny
a shit
Bram's
job.
on here last summer. He's like, oh, Dean Smith, he might be the best kid coach in the. Get the fuck. That guy is trash. Absolute garbage. How do you have an inexperienced 11? You got 18-year-olds all over the place, and you start playing a mid and low block. You don't put pressure on these guys trying to turn the ball over. You let us be on the front foot. I was texting Danny Bram talking shit about Dean Smith all game long. That guy's garbage. Charlotte sucks. For the crown, for the clowns. Those guys suck ass.
Oh, that's not. I mean, but how are you gonna blame the whole team? The coach isn't. He's not the one that
overrated player in the MLS. Saha sucks.
Well, I think he complains way too much. He does complain way too much.
Oh my God, Charlotte's terrible. The crowd was terrible. Everything about that thing. Today, Charlotte, big L. Get pena. First time going opposing team. Everything from Dean Smith to the crowd. Everybody, get pena. You guys are all trash.
I mean, you're slandering my third favorite team, Danny.
Maybe that's why I dislike him so much also.
And I just don't understand how you're throwing all of this hate, right? The spice on Charlotte when it's Dean Smith that didn't cook up a good plan. I mean, like I was mentioning earlier, Silvetti got downed, and for like 7-8 minutes, Dean Smith was talking to half his team. Why couldn't he strategize something to go up against the same squad just real quick?
I'm telling you, I was surprised. I chose when we did the preview show. I said Charlotte will win because Miami will rotate their squad. Charlotte sucks.
Oh man, and you're wearing, and you get, look, Leo Pogue guys saying change your hat, bro.
No.
Oh man, you guys are done. You guys wanted Danny. He came on here, he's spewing fire, and he's wearing that hat. And right. Xavier's mentioning that Zaha should have been red carded. Look at that. 66%. That's a lot closer than I expected, to be honest. A lot closer than I should have, than I would have expected. Oh, so, this is a good one.
Outside of Charlie looking horrible, because Charlie, I thought, looked terrible. Albada sucks. Saha sucks. The only thing that I like on that team is Pep Biel.
BL. He's good. He's a good creator.
That team sucks. Westwood, oh my God, what a crybaby. Just shut the hell up.
Yeah,
and then Saha, because Westwood is the captain, so obviously the captain is the one that's supposed to talk to the ref. Saha crying to Westwood, please go talk to the ref. Please go talk. Shut up. God, Charlotte was so annoying the hell out of me today.
And I thought it was funny that Luis Suarez had the captain's band. Like, I would love him if he's on my team, not on the opposite team.
What did you think
how much crap he talks? I thought he was good. I thought exactly what we talked about, his creativity, the way that he works with other players.
He almost set up David Ruiz for that volley.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I felt like I felt like he showed exactly what we lack in Beterame. And then again today we have a game where Beterame doesn't score. He gets thrown at the left wing, not centrally. At some point we had like 5 attackers on the pitch, and like 4 of them were on the left side.
Did you go over the game at all? Were there any like moments?
I mean, I went through a couple moments. Like I said, I went through the first half. If there's anything you notice in the first half that you want to bring up, and Ruiz did pocket Pep Biel.
No, in the first half, I remember my thought was Charlotte must be really frustrated because they kept complaining and it was just like a mess. And I thought that they were getting really frustrated that they were struggling and not looking like the better side against this heavily rotated squad. That was my thought.
Yeah,
because I felt like it was weird how much they were complaining.
What did you think about Regilon and how he played?
I thought Region looked great in the attack. He almost had that goal from outside the box on defense. I thought he played a good game overall.
He did play a pretty good game, and I mean, again, I think offensively is what you're kind of looking for because that's what you're used to seeing with Jordi Alba. But obviously, defensively, since he steps up so much, I think we lose a little bit on that. And to be perfectly honest, defensively, he looked kind of suspect, in my opinion. So that's aside from that. I mean, the only other player I could think of just taking a really good look at is Ayala. I feel like he was kind of ghostly.
I thought he had some good defensive plays. No, I didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he didn't stand out either. I thought Noah Allen and Lujan played well, and that's nice to say that about Lujan.
Yes, Lujan actually had a pretty good game, and Allen had a really good game at center back as well.
That was my we're doing hot takes, so I just do a random prediction out there.
And look, this is Seven Samurai, X7 Samurai saying Charlotte almost scored 4 times because of Regilon fault. I mentioned in the first half how terrible Regilon looked on defense.
I didn't think he looked terrible. I didn't think he looked great. I didn't think he looked terrible.
Horrible. I think on defense he was horrible. Horrible. Maybe. And that's when he was in a defensive place, like with the line of defense, not ahead of the pitch. Like if you tell me you're Jordi Alba and you're ahead of the pitch and you're getting burned, that's fine. But there were times where Regilon was.
Charlotte was inviting them. Like it was, like I said, I thought it was a really weird game played by Dean Smith because they were basically inviting Miami to hold the ball and kind of, they were trying to suck them in, I guess, for the counter, I guess. And that's why I guess Region was caught, I guess, in bad position sometimes. But I don't know. I didn't think that Region played bad. And I was surprised that was Charlotte's game plan. I'm assuming, and I don't know, all week long, you assume that maybe Messi would play even if it's the second half or something. So you come in with a game plan. And I was surprised that they didn't switch it up as soon as they heard that Messi wasn't going to play or anybody really was going to play.
Is there anything else that's interesting that happened in the first half?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. I didn't take any notes or anything, so I can't. Off the top of my head, I don't. No, I thought David Ruiz was playing okay. I thought Luis Suarez. I love seeing his dummy passes. Like I missed those. I hadn't seen those in a while. He had 1 or 2 that were on the money. One that landed right in Santi Morales' lap that I thought Santi Morales would take a shot on. He ended up taking a touch away from goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Luis Suarez I thought looked pretty good, especially in the first half. In the second half, I thought he cooled off a little bit. But overall, and Daniel Pinter I thought looked pretty good also.
He did. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Pinter when they bring him on. Like if they're keeping him at the wing, because Suarez is there, so he doesn't want to occupy that space. Again, as a 18, 19-year-old kid, I don't know how much you want to clash with Suarez. I mean, he saw what that got, Fafa last season. Got him put in the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then in the second half, I felt like it was a pretty tight game, but then later on, around the 60th, 70th minute is when it started opening up a little bit. There were great saves by both Rocco and Kalina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kalina had
good
the double
goal.
save because Frey
Yes.
had that header goal that I thought was going to go in, and it
Oh,
was
yes.
Suarez that got the rebound.
I
And he
felt like it went in. I felt like it went over the line.
Yeah.
And then this, Mike V said that one Charlotte dude literally couldn't have kicked it worse. It was harder to kick it out than on target. That was Corwin Vargas, by the way. Came in,
Your boy.
had an open opportunity. Yeah, one of my favorite players on that team, and he blew it. Completely blew it. Couldn't have gone wider if he tried. It's really
Now, I
bad.
predicted that Suarez would score today and start the debate. Should Suarez start on or play on Wednesday? He didn't score, but I thought he had a decent game. But he still had his moments, right? Where he, like, if he doesn't trip or like over himself or anything, he probably has a shot on target. And he had a moment or two of those. Do you think he did enough to spark that debate? Because I just saw somebody put Suarez over Berterame comment somewhere a couple of seconds ago.
I'll give you my answer, and I think he does. I think he does warrant the debate. But now my question to you is, wouldn't it be fair for us to say he's worth the debate because of the fact that he's playing with Pinter, Santi Morales, David Ruiz, Lujan? Like, he's not playing with the starters. He's literally doing the orchestrating and creating. Like, I mean, Berterame, it literally is brought in to come now and carry us into the CCC.
And maybe I didn't make myself clear. I thought I had said that because at first I said to start, and then I said wait, and then I corrected myself to play, because remember, he didn't play at all the Nashville game. No. I think that Suarez, the way I saw him today, if Miami's struggling in the attack on Wednesday, I think he played well enough to put him in the 75th minute to see if he can create some opportunities, because Berterame hasn't showed that he can. And I wouldn't run Suarez out there as a starter to play 90 minutes. But the way he looked today, I think I'd put him out there in the 70th, 75th minute, give or take, see if he can spark something.
You know what I would have liked to see, to be perfectly honest, Danny? I think I would have liked to have seen Luis Suarez, Berterame on the pitch at the same time, playing like a double striker, right? And then you have players like Santi Morales and Segovia, who are the next better creative midfielders, playing sort of like a Messi role, where their job is literally create for the two guys up top. That's something I would have really liked to have seen. And we didn't really see that too much.
Danny missed all my Rocco Fest comments. Well, actually, I purposely got here 30 minutes late so that I could miss those, because I knew those were coming.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's really why I got here late.
You should have seen it. It was one of the best first 30 minutes of my life. Of my life.
So we're going to talk about the Nashville game on Monday with Tyler. Tyler's coming back to talk about that. But second half, much like the first half, I think it was wide open. I thought Charlotte was finally putting some pressure, but I felt like it was like almost like a hollow press. Whereas in, like, it was 1-2 touches by Miami, and then they beat the press and they were off to the races. Like, it was really weird. Like, the midfield for Charlotte was non-existent today. And it felt like a back and forth second half. I thought that somebody might eventually score.
And Rick A's mentioning it's not that Berterame can't, it's that he's not utilized at the right position. The typical Mascherano move, get a player and move into a position he's not comfortable with. And then we have another one, I guess, claiming some bad movement or bad placement. Tabaquito saying it's not Sovetti's fault. That much decided on the second half to pretend he can play midfield. Him and Beto were occupying the same space, which is true. Shav stayed as a left winger and Beta at 9 and Suarez out. Again, I don't think Suarez should have been out. I think that him and Berterame could have shared the top space. And I feel like he could have still been able to stretch the field with Silvetti.
Is Current not used to enter Miami style St. Clair better than Rocco for Nashville elimination game, according to you? Yeah, I would stick with St. Clair. It's the big, I mean, we have a starter. Whether you love Rocco or not, there's a starter. It's St. Clair. You can't just randomly bench him for the biggest game of the season so far, just out of nowhere. I would absolutely start St. Clair.
Danny, there's an extra 2 halves added to the math of no goals scored.
Yeah,
we're in dangerous waters.
2 good halves. I mean, today's a little more understandable, just because of the rotated squad. But no matter how you put it, it's been 10 halves, and we've scored in 2 of them. That's it.
I just want everybody to know that Danny is the one that's been mathing the math since the beginning of the season. Okay, guys. Mike V saying, can we just take a minute to agree that Twatman is the most useless commentator on earth? I'm not going to say that because since watching...
I like Twatman.
I think he's okay. I mean, I don't have no problem with him. And honestly, ever since watching one goal football app, I will never say anything bad about anyone in history of
for sure
of that.
And it's 6 goals in 10 halves, but it came in only 2 halves. So we scored in 2 halves, and we've had 8 scoreless halves, but it is 6 goals.
And then Mike V making a big bold statement saying Rocco will be starting by the summer.
Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
And I don't think we're cooked. Ricky, we're not cooked. This was a good game by the backups. And I thought it was a good tie to walk away from.
This is a great result. You have a rotated squad on the road, and you get away with a point. That is a great result.
Like I was saying in the beginning, Charlotte podcast right now, they're all on fire. They all need to be on fire. There's no way a Charlotte podcast right now is in a happy mood.
Haven't they lost 3 of their first 4 games?
Well, they just won the last game.
Right.
So the high was high.
They lost. Oh, I'm sorry. No. They haven't won 3 of the last 4. So they lost their first 2, I believe, and then they won last week, and then they drew today, which it should feel like a loss today, though. They should have won.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And on top of that, what's this guy? This Orlando guy, Andy Crims, comes on here early, says that Miami's trash after his Orlando City team finally gets a win against Montreal. Good job, buddy.
You know, I hit on almost all my bets today, but for some reason I decided to go with Man City to beat. I forget who was it they played. Was it West Ham? West Brom? And they drew. But I hit on all my other bets.
I fucked up and I put Inter Miami.
I knew Orlando was going to win today. No, I didn't bet. I didn't touch this game.
I try not to touch Inter Miami games,
but you can't help yourself.
I fucked up so bad. I picked Inter Miami to win, just a separate bet with Betterame scoring. I see him get on the pitch. I'm like, oh shit, this is it. And that didn't pan out for me. So,
all right, standouts for today.
You know what? I'm gonna go fair here. I'm gonna go Lujan standout. Okay, I'm gonna go with Lujan.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Lujan and the Regilon combo. I'm going to go with defensive guys.
Okay. All right, since you and Lujan and Regilon, which were probably the 2 that I was going to go with, I'll go Daniel Pinter and Luis Suarez.
That's nice. You went up top. I'm over here with the defenders. Mm-hmm. Nice standout picks.
You know, and David Ruiz, you know what? For only having played like 1 game in like 18 months, I thought he looked pretty good, because you have to keep in mind that what you saw today was basically he's only played like 1 game in a year and a half.
Yes.
I thought David Ruiz looked pretty good. So I think David Ruiz, if he gets more playing time, he's going to be a solid option off the bench.
I honestly have always said that
he's better than Kremaki.
Yes, there was a strong competition between him and Kremaki, and we've always thought that David Ruiz was just better than Kremaki.
It's like Kremaki's so American that people liked him so much more. He was like easier to promote.
Yeah. Well, I think, but you know what? I like the gulliness of David Ruiz. Let me get gully. Like, give me the gully. Yes, he's Miami. Like, I want him.
Yes,
And
and
so
Cremita did get injured. I saw that.
yeah, what a shame, dude.
Mhm.
And he got injured playing right wing back. Like that
Mhm.
sucks, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why they got him out there.
You know, the crazy part about David Ruiz is he's a player that I thought would actually be able to compete for a lot of minutes on this team before he got injured playing against we keep saying Jamaica, but it was against I forgot the name of the
Who?
team, the Jamaican team. You don't remember David Ruiz got injured playing
I forgot their name, but yes.
it was the
Cavalier.
team, yeah, Cavalier, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So que pena. Who gets your que pena?
Charlotte. I told you already. I said it like
So
20
you're
minutes
just
ago.
giving.
Oh my God! Yes, the city, Dean Smith for being a terrible coach, Zaha for being the most overrated player in the league. For the crown, it's for the clowns. They are trash.
I mean, what was Danny Brams telling you?
Nothing. He's at the game. I'm assuming he's probably gonna see it now and reply maybe
and probably bitch you out.
Probably.
I think for que pena, it's interesting because I really don't want to give a que pena for this team. Like I feel like everybody played fairly well. I think I don't want to go to the bench either.
What did you think of Ian Frey today?
I thought he played fairly well. I mean, he was linking up with David Ruiz on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daniel Pinter was further up on the right side because Silvetti wasn't lining up on the right like it's here. He was on the left.
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just
no,
got
that's how it is on. That's how it is everywhere. That's how it is everywhere.
The Inter Miami News Hub. If you don't follow them, make sure you follow them. That's where I got this. I was like, man, I'm not gonna find all those things.
Well, since you're not gonna give a player, I'm gonna give a player.
No.
Que pena, David Ayala.
Okay.
That's it.
Is there a reason?
Well, I mean, I felt like he didn't handle the ball well, that his touch wasn't that great. And there were a couple passes that he missed on. Again, maybe it's just high expectation because he's coming in for Busquets, and it was the first.
Okay.
Well, for bright spot, but essentially, like he was the guy that was supposed to be Busquets-ish, and I mentioned earlier that if he's not going to do what Bright does better than Bright, then for me, I don't know if he's going to have minutes on this team.
Okay. Man of the match other than Messi. I think this one's easy.
I mean, you want me to go first? Because I mean,
I think we're gonna choose the same person.
We are. Are we? Are we gonna choose the same person, Danny?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it the undisputed two-time world champion? Well, not world champion, but
world champion.
Two-time champ.
He's not even two-time top flight champion. He won in the amateurs in the USL. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying he's a two-time American champ. Okay? Your MLS Cup winning goalkeeper. I mean, do I even have to say it? I mean, the man, the myth, the legend, undisputed heavyweight. No one better. Rocco Blanco. You could tell me who you're going to give your man of the match other than Messi if you want now. The Wall.
I'll give it to Segovia. I thought he had a really good game when he came in. All right.
Rocco Walco.
I think that is it.
Mike, he already called you out.
Well, I mean, I think yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say about this game. I think the fact that Miami played such a good game, and I felt like they looked like the better side against a Charlotte team that played that was their lineup. Like they came out to win. They just had a shitty strategy to do it, but they came out to win. And I thought Miami held their own with this rotated schedule, left with a point, which is a very good result for a visiting team. I mean, I'm really, really proud of what this team did. And shout out to Mascherano for getting the red card. I have no idea why he got it, but F it. And you know what my favorite thing is that when he was walking off the pitch, you could read his lips. He goes, "Que vergüenza." He's like, "Que vergüenza." Like, this is a shame. Like, this is an embarrassment. What these refs are doing. Now I have no idea why he did it. At that point, I had something going on in my house, which I wasn't paying full attention to the game anymore. But I did look up and I did see that he was walking off and he was saying "que vergüenza." I was like, oh,
well,
what happened?
And sucks. We're gonna go over the player ratings in a minute.
Let me pull that up.
But while you bring that up, Danny, I just want to mention something about that play because the broadcast decided to go to the assist of the match, which there was no assist, but I guess it was the attempted assist. You hear the crowd going crazy in the background live. And then all of a sudden the whistle's blown. And then all of a sudden Mascherano's walking away because he got given 2 yellow cards, which equal a red. And literally have no idea what happened. So now he's not going to be able to coach the next game against NYCFC.
All right, I got it.
So imagine we're about to see Mascherano sit in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. There's no way he's going to do that, right? He'd have to sit in the outfield.
He's going to sit in the dugout. That'd be pretty raw.
First of all, the dugout is too far from the pitch.
It's okay, so who cares? He's not allowed to help
binoculars anyway. Like old school baseball.
It's not that far. It's not that far.
I would do that.
Imagine
sitting in a baseball field as a soccer legend, football legend, to watch your team with your cell phone.
So, don't look at the chat. Highest rated player.
Well, I mean, I already saw it. I saw the chat. Rocco's highest rated player.
Oh, okay. Okay, so second highest player.
Highest. We'll do second highest player. I think I'm gonna go second highest player. We'll go with Santi Morales.
No, he was 4th highest.
Oh,
he had a 7.0.
Okay.
Third highest is interesting. Mm-hmm.
I'll go with Suarez.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So who is second highest?
Region was second highest. Third highest was Lujan, which I thought Lujan had a good game. I didn't think that he would be the third highest, but he had a good game. Him and Noah Allen, I thought had a good game.
That's not good. So, I wonder who's the worst of the match of the starters.
To me, it's surprising, but who do you think is the lowest?
I feel like it should be Ayala, but I feel like they probably gave it to Ruiz because he handled the ball a lot.
Is the second lowest.
It's either him or Frey. Because they handled the ball a lot.
Frey was higher up.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, people are saying Allen. No way. It's got to be
the lowest rated player was Luis Suarez.
Wow.
I thought Luis Suarez played himself a good game. I mean, yes, he did fluff some.
He's a floofer.
He messed up some chances, but he also created some chances. So I'm surprised he's the lowest rated. Maybe definitely not the highest, but definitely not the lowest. Second lowest would be David Reese. Third lowest, Silvetti and David Ayala at 6.7. So there you go.
Wow. That's very surprising. And Boss Daddy's saying Ayala is good. Y'all are crazy.
I thought
I didn't see much.
I thought he had some good defensive actions. He took a shot from outside the box, which it went wide, but I liked that he took it.
Yeah.
I didn't think he played bad. All right.
I mean, I don't know about nice moments. There wasn't many moments to begin with in this game. So
well, let me look at the stats.
How many
Statistically, expected goals, the XG is basically the same. Miami 0.99 and Charlotte 1.01. So basically, they're both at 1
Yeah.
when you round it up. Literally just about the same, right down the middle. Total
Yeah.
shots. Charlotte had 11, Miami had 10. Almost the same. Shots on target. Charlotte had 5, Miami had 3. Not that big a difference. Accurate passes. Charlotte 407 and then Miami 498. Because they were allowing Miami to hold the ball a little more. But 89% accuracy on their passes, Miami, 88% accuracy for Charlotte. Corners, Miami 5, Charlotte 3. Like, this game was pretty even down the middle. And you know what that tells me?
That Charlotte sucks.
Yes. I was going to say it in more colorful words, but I guess yes, they suck. I guess it's a nice way to put it.
Let me tell you, if I was a Charlotte fan doing a podcast right now, I'd be kind of pissed about this game. I'd be really pissed. This is an interesting game from a Charlotte fan's perspective, and this is something that would be easy to dissect in a matter of a week.
So Charlotte, now not that we should talk too much about Charlotte, but Charlotte, the first game of the year, I forgot that they didn't lose. They drew with St. Louis, but they should have lost because Kalina saved their ass.
Yes.
And then
that's when him and the Orlando goalkeeper were like the best keepers of the week. Yes.
And then the Galaxy beat them 3-0. And then last week they beat Austin 3-1. So they were really hyped up.
Yeah.
And then today they drew against Inter Miami 2-0.
Drew against Inter Miami 2. That's diabolical. You got to post that.
Facts. It's the facts. All right. Chris, I don't think, unless the chat has anything else, I think that is about it. Man of the match other than Messi, Kalina. That's what Blake Lightlinger said. Yeah, man, because of that fray. And then I believe it was Luis Suarez that got the rebound. That double save, that was the moment of the match, probably. That one or the Rocco on Saha, even though Saha sucks. But the one that he kicked that Saha chance away.
Well, Alex is asking, did they play all their starters? Yes.
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 Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you want to argue about Abada or Kerwin Vargas, but yes.
Kerwin Vargas?
Yeah.
Kerwin Vargas comes in as a sub a lot.
Yeah, but sometimes he starts too. So, like, they're debating on what the hell, who the hell starts, who the hell doesn't.
Why don't they announce Messi won't be there until the last minute? Probably because they feel like that's an advantage when they're playing against their opponent. Their opponent, much like today, they didn't seem like they were ready for a team without Messi and all their starters, and they looked lost.
They weren't ready for Daniel Pinter.
No. So why give away? And I understand what you're talking about. You're not talking about for the sake of the game. You're talking about for the sake of the fans, and I get that. But why give the team a chance to get ready?
Can you bring up the best comment of the night by Marie? Can you bring that comment up? If this is our second team, we are really good.
We are really good. Yeah, this is our second team.
Yes.
Yeah. RDP didn't travel either.
Nope. Oh my goodness. Mike V saying Houston just beat Portland in the 105th minute.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder how many. I got a lot of picks right on my picks. I gotta go back and check that out.
Fuck.
All right. Chris, any final words?
I mean, you lost it because Real Madrid lost, no?
They didn't lose.
But I thought you said you blew the pick.
Man City. I bet on Man City for some reason.
Oh, you bet on Man City.
Yeah. I don't know why. I was like, let me pick somebody from the Premier League that won't lose today. And they're in second place. They're chasing Arsenal. Like they won't floof this shit. They did. They drew.
Wow.
Madrid and Federico Valverde. I used to say the most underrated player in the world. That's all anybody talks about this week. So maybe not anymore.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it was a fun game to watch. I love watching games where we have this sort of a turn, or like this sort of a refresh in terms of the team, and now it's off to the races. Second leg, CCC here at home. Last time at Inter Miami Stadium in Broward. So Nashville is the only team left that are allowed to make fun of us and call us Fort Lauderdale FC or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done. Chris, are you still up for the going global, or because I remember One World One Gold said that was a good name, which I thought was genius, to be honest with you.
What?
Chris goes global.
Yeah, I mean we gotta see if we can make that get bigger, so that way I can be able to kind of do, pick a team. Brick A saying poll who is going to the stadium Wednesday, and Blake is asking us if we're going to Broward. If I can go as anything like a media, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna sit in the stands and replace the last memory of winning the MLS Cup there in our seats, by the way, because luckily Danny and I were able to sit in our seats for the last game at the MLS Cup, which was godsend.
Yeah, it was effing awesome.
Yes.
It was awesome, and that's how we kind of want to remember that stadium. I thought it was a perfect way to close it out. And also, I thought that the seats would be, and I know that they're cheap. I get it. For anybody watching that has never watched Messi play, I get it. Very cheap seats because it's like $50.
Yeah.
To just get in the stadium, absolutely very cheap. But on a weekday, it takes a 2-hour drive, and then the last game that I watched was them winning the championship. Yeah. It's a hard sell for me, but I absolutely do believe I do agree when people are like, "Oh man, but that's cheap. You should go." I get it, but unfortunately, and then on top of everything else, I have a class on Wednesdays, so that makes it even harder for me to go. What we've talked about already in the past. Yes. But yeah, so I have a class, so that makes it even harder for me to go. But whatever. That's enough about that. If you guys want to go ahead and pressure Chris into talking and going global, go ahead, and this is a random YouTube channel that has been started. Will it ever be used? I have absolutely no idea. But go ahead, click it as we keep putting the pressure on Chris to go global. So I put the link there in the chat. Click subscribe, and maybe one day I can convince Chris to start putting some stuff out there. I would love to start with the World Cup, to be honest with you. I think that would be the perfect way to go global. We can. And Marie mentioned that she would be happy to drive 2 hours to get to see Messi. Thing is, Danny and I have season tickets. Yeah, we see him all the time. We've seen him already. So it's not like a huge deal. Now, for a lot of people that haven't seen him, I totally get it. But aside from that, I don't know. Now, somebody else had mentioned 111 Goal said, I would love the memory the way you have it, Danny and Chris. I'm gonna post up a video of a nice moment between my son and I, and Danny and his wife were in the video too. I haven't posted it up yet, but I was thinking about posting it this Wednesday because it's like the last game at the Dry Pink Stadium. There's one that my brother took of us from his seats, or was it a picture? Yeah, it was a picture. I think it was a picture. Yeah, I think it was a picture. Yeah, where you hugging your son. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. So go ahead, and then, like I said, I put the link. Shout out, Mike V. Already subbed. So I put the link, and let's say we can get Chris to go global. Maybe we'll start right around the time for the World Cup, and then that'll give us a fresh start for the new seasons after the World Cup. When and you know that like, because I know Liverpool comes and they're playing against Wrexham here, I believe in New York, and they're playing in Nashville against, I forgot who. That's Liverpool, so the season, as soon as the World Cup's over, then the European soccer calendar starts. We get cooking again. So, just putting it out there. So if you guys want, make sure that you go ahead and sub on that Battered Footy. And we're trying to go global. We'll see if we can convince Chris. Yeah. I'm gonna give him my best. That doesn't sound too convincing, but we'll see. If we get enough people sub, then kind of like you pressure me into doing the polls. I feel like now I have to dedicate myself to another team. Jeez. Yeah. No, you don't know what? You know what? I don't really have like a Premier League team. Like, Liverpool, because I was watching them so much with Luis Diaz that I kind of got used to watching them.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked Anfield, and I love the tradition, the song that they play, "You'll Never Walk Alone," before the games and all that stuff. So I liked it. So I kept watching them and following them even after he left this year. But I wouldn't say I have like a team. Like you just watch it and enjoy it.
Shout out to Michael. Drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Pull over.
For sure.
Okay.
All right. I don't know why. All right. So, Chris, any final words?
That's it, man. Ready to rock and roll. Nashville Wednesday. Well, we'll be back on Monday, so we'll see you in 2 days.
That's it. That's all. We'll be back on Monday to preview the Nashville game with Tyler, and that's it. It's a wrap. So until the next one. Oh wait, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to AJ, and that's it now. Until the next one. Have a good one.
Rocco Blacco for life.